We're at the jam-packed Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Happy Halloween, everybody. Trick or treat, it's the NBA. We're glad to get spooky with you tonight. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge out on the sideline. David?
Thanks very much. Andre Drummond is the most prolific rebounder in the league. He said, every time I see a shot go up, it's like a pass to me. Guys focus on points and getting assists. My goal is to go out and get 20 rebounds a night. Kevin?
He definitely is tough to handle in there, David. Thanks so much. And for teams not enjoying a quick start to the season, Clark, how long until they start to push the panic button and making some big moves?
You know, Kevin, I don't think you ever can push the panic button. I think you have to have a sense of what direction you're going, be realistic about who you are and what you have. And that's where good leadership comes in, not just with the team itself, from the coaches to the players, but in your front office, too. I mean, you've got to have some flexibility to adjust to the length of the season and challenges of it, and yet still stay on course with your overall plan.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Detroit, the big men are Griffin and Drummond. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Galloway in at the 2. And that one's good, Griffin.
And so it begins, taking control right up front.
And, you know, Greg, that's what you like to see, grabbing hold of the lead right now, right away.
Now, here is Russell. Carroll with the 3, buries the long-range jumper.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Jackson against Russell. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got his first basket of the night.
Man, you like this intelligence he plays with. You got to respect that. Gets to his spots and scores efficiently.
Russell kicks to Allen. Back to Russell. Drains the 19-footer.
Wow, that's real nice. I mean, D'Angelo really sets before he gets into a shot. Good use of pace there.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Fareed outside. It's tipped. Stolen by Jackson. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Griffin. Misses off the left iron. Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Knicks in New York.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
And it's Drummond missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Allen kicks to Crabbe. Outside Russell. There's a screen. To the left side wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And that one drops for him.
And, you know, Drummond has no problem playing through contact. He excels at using that strong body of his to fight through contact and finish.
Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 31-point game against New York.
And it was a huge night for him at the other end as well. How about the steals? And he was just a big headache the entire game.
Great D that time from Griffin. The Pistons leading. Over Allen. And Allen with the block. Goes up with it again. Galloway, no good.
And that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it well. It's not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter. And that's a good job of doing both.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Now here's Drummond. After D'Angelo Russell's miss, Griffin's shot is off. Fareed outside. Shoots over Griffin. And nothing but hair on that one. And stolen by Russell.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's Griffin. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Now, here's Bullock. Following the miss by Kenneth Faried. Picked by Griffin. Launches it. Cans it from downtown. Griffin's got a couple of threes now in the first for Detroit.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside.
All right, a moment here to check out stats for Griffin. Great showing for him last season. 17th in assists and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And really a good season for him distributing the basketball. Whether it was the drive and dish, pick and roll, fast break, he was money all year long. Now, here is Russell. He dishes it to Carroll. They set the pick. Shot to stop the drought. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws of this one.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
The first one falls.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
And so he makes both from the line.
You know, after being in the cellar for a few years, the Brooklyn Nets have started to turn things around here. I mean, good young core to build around and add to, and I think things are starting to look up in every department.
Now here's Carroll. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York. Shoots over Bullock. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And Clark, the Nets during this turnaround, they've done a good job of positioning themselves.
Yeah, you can look at a number of things. One, taking on vets with bad contracts to accumulate assets. Two, went from lacking picks in the draft to having a lot of options. Those things, when you combine them, help you speed up the process of getting better.
Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Now the pass to Griffin. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Carroll, the shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight, 3 for 4.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
Pistons leading by 5. Jackson passes to Griffin. And Drummond throws it down.
And I like the timing, Kevin, that Drummond has on these alley-oops. That's not as easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Screen by Faried. Here's Carroll. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Griffin scores. The assist by Drummond. And it's a 9-point Piston lead. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Grab with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against New York.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Davis is checked in for Allen. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Kenneth Faried. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kraft. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Robinson's checked in for Langston Galloway. You're always looking for guys with confidence, but then some guys maybe go a little bit too far with that element, and the efficiency level will drop below their talent level. There are guys that can be swayed by that.
Yeah, you're right, and it's a mixed bag with those kind of guys because the talent is always on display, and it's hard not to appreciate it, but the inconsistency is frustrating. Perhaps the guy who maybe best epitomizes that is Lance Stevenson, because when he's good, he can give you a lot of stuff at both ends. When he's sideways, he can hurt you a little bit too.
Shabazz Napier's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. John Lure, he's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Reggie Bullock. Here's Dinwiddie. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Outside Jackson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. With the floater, he lays it in. Hollis Jefferson's got his first points of the night.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
Pass to Lure to the middle. It's stolen by Davis. And here's the fast break. Davis leading the way. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Robinson. There's the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Detroit leading by 7. Jackson passes to Lure. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Passes it to Carroll. Inside, Dinwiddie, and he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle too.
Dinwiddie showing you some of that strength, excelling at taking the hit and working his way through it. And, you know, Spencer Dinwiddie appeared to come out of nowhere. Played in college at Colorado, got hurt right before he was drafted, but he's an outstanding competitor who does all of the little things it takes to win. I mean, you watch him play, and it's easy to see why he earns a coach's trust on the floor.
And for Dinwiddie, he has the sound fundamentals coaches love. Got an invite to the skills competition last season.
Yeah, he's fluid, but he's almost robotic in that he doesn't waste any movement, and that's a compliment for this guy. I mean, he's not really flashy, but super effective because he knows his game, and he does a nice job blending in with his teammates.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Pistons leading by 6. Here's the teardrop, and it's finished off by Smith as he lays it in. Smith's got his first points in this one. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. The shot that time not on target. Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Jackson misses.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish. And here's a look at some numbers for Jackson. Last season's performance for him came in about 14 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
And he makes the first. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Now, here is Smith. Picked by Pachulia. Pachulia sets a screen for Jackson. He kicks to Lure. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and back court rebounding numbers for the Pistons.
Well, you love seeing the backcourt stay active and putting that speed and quickness to use on the glass. They've gotten a lot of rebounds and helping to do whatever they can for the win.
First free throw is good. Mark, you had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate. Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Pistons leading by 6. Jackson kicks to Pachulia. Outside Jackson, picked by Pachulia. Jackson off the screen. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
And stolen by Napier. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. From 13, Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Robinson. And one thing, Clark, about the Nets, they've shown in the last couple of years that they are willing to take a risk on players.
And in many cases, it's worked out for them, Kevin. They traded for D'Angelo Russell when his value was rather low. So taking a risk on players who hadn't worked out for other teams has paid dividends. And I'd throw DeMarre Carroll in that category as well for them.
Robinson hits them both. And guys, Kenny Atkinson, a coach who has a knack for player development.
Yeah, he does, and the players' improvement on this Nets team speaks to that. I mean, Atkinson has done a terrific job of improving his young players. Also gets the most out of the veterans and teaches them new skills and approaches to their game, which endears them to the players and helps his team.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Smith right side. There's 48 seconds left in the first. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Detroit shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
2 shots.
They throw good, Robinson.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Yeah, getting to the line and converting, Greg. That's the big thing. It's always good when you can do that because it stabilizes your offense.
The Nets making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Robinson hits them both. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. They set the pick. Here's Dinwiddie. Here's Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Allen's got his first 2 points of the night.
Hey, Spencer Dinwiddie is a really good passer at the point guard position, and he knows that's critical to developing chemistry with his teammates.
And Lure wide open. He shoots it, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. And the Pistons lead by 7. Now here's Napier, covered by Smith. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Napier. Over Smith. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Boy, the quick feed of Smith there, making his presence felt on the defensive end of the floor.
Blake Griffin getting it done for Detroit. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. Coming to the Brooklyn Nets in 2017, Allen Crabbe saw the opportunity.
Being a Net for me, man, is just great. You know, it's good for my future. It's good for my career. I think they did whatever they had to do in order to get me. So why wouldn't you want to play for an organization like that, man?
Clearly, this team values Crabbe, and Greg, what he gives them.
And no question, Crabbe is a floor spacer who also defends at a high level, a versatile player.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
You know, Greg, I love watching this team get after it on defense. I mean, they play with a bit of edge and nastiness.
On the court for the Pistons, Smith is out there with Jackson. Then it's John Lure. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Robinson in at the small forward position. Nets trail by 7. They set the pick. Napier passes to Hollis Jefferson. Over Robinson. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Last outing for the Pistons, it was a loss to the Celtics. Here's Pachulia. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Pachulia's got the lead up to 9 now for the Pistons. Now the pass to Dinwiddie. High post, Davis. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Now here's Napier. Defense is right there. Just 5 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Here's Dinwiddie. And a miss there on the triple.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
It's blocked.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis Jefferson paying off right there. This defense can be suffocating.
Detroit leading by 9. And Rondé Hollis Jefferson, one of the rare wing players, Clark, who can't really threaten from outside, but he makes up for it with his defense.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, this guy is unafraid of anybody. He's 6'7", he's athletic, he's strong, he's aggressive and smart. There's nobody he gets matched up with that he doesn't think he can lock up.
The Nets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Dinwiddie. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith. Last season's performance for him. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, and I like what I'm seeing right now.
That free throw, no good. So for the Nets, Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Davis. Crabbe comes in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And it's Russell in for Napier. Detroit also making some changes. Griffin's checked in for John Lure. Reggie Bullock comes in for Jackson. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Smith. Good on the second free throw. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Screen by Faried. There's Crabbe with the three. No good on the shot. Now the Pistons take it the other way.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead. No explanation for giving up these wide open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Well, you look at Bullock, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Here's Dinwiddie. He has 5. Russell. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Russell's got his second bucket.
Excellent size and feel for the game. D'Angelo really just scratching the surface of his potential.
Here's Galloway. Another 3 for Detroit.
Griffin created the space for that shot.
Nets trail by 12. To the middle. Here's Russell. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Russell's got 4 points this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
Here's Fareed after the basket by Detroit. They set the pick. Here's Russell. And he overshot that one, missing.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Pistons leading by 16 and stolen by Russell. Fareed goes in. Second shot opportunity. The putback, and it's put back in by Fareed.
Attacking the glass like a rabid dog. Fareed takes pride in out hustling guys on the boards.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Galloway. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Celtics in Boston.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
Here's Griffin. Drummond trying to get himself free.
And when Fareed is active on defense, he makes an impact now. He needs to be more consistent on this end.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
The Pistons have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Glenn Robinson III. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
First free throw is good. Teams of the past would often pound the offensive glass, Clark. I think of the '84 Celtics, but now teams are running only one, maybe 2 guys to the offensive boards.
I think a big part of it is transition defense is so important that teams now don't send as many people to the offensive glass. But the flip side of that is if you get offensive rebounds, you get opportunities to score, and you can thwart transition chances. So I tilt towards trying to get to the offensive glass as long as you've got a couple of guys that are really good at it.
Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
Griffin a screen on Russell. Down low. Griffin down low. Fareed on him. Just 5 on the clock. Off the screen. Galloway, no good. Nets trail by 14. Crabbe from long range. Good on the three-point shot.
You must chase Crabbe off the three-point line because he's very effective at scoring from there.
Pick by Griffin. Galloway kicks to Drummond. Stolen by Allen. Here's Dinwiddie. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
Shooting for Detroit, Andre Drummond. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Last on the first.
And that one misses. And Brooklyn making a change here. Carroll's checked in. So we can't get either to fall. Nets trail by 11. Here's Crabbe. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Allen Crabbe, a strong shooter from outside, but he can still be a bit streaky, Greg, at times.
Yeah, I mean, he'll joke with himself that when he's off, he plays like Allen, but when he's on, he's playing like AC. I mean, he uses that Jekyll and Hyde motivation to make sure he stays aggressive on offense. The team and coaching staff are in on it as well, as they know a hot Crabbe is a handful to deal with.
Crabbe gives this team a lot with his versatility. Scoring, rebounding, defense. He does really everything.
Both free throws good from Crabbe. Last season, a huge step in the role for Allen Crabbe as he was given a larger piece of the pie on offense.
Yeah, you know, he saw his first season, Kevin, as a consistent starter, and oftentimes that's a boom for a young player. He had career highs in shot attempts from the floor and from behind the arc, and as you might expect, consistency was a bit of a challenge with the increased role, but I think it's something that Crabbe will relish and embrace and do well in due time.
Nets trail by 9. Screen by Fareed. All alone. Bullock with the rebound. Bullock's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Drummond sets the screen for Robinson. Now here's Bullock, defended by Allen. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Let the big dog eat. Love seeing Drummond throw it down like that. Beautiful.
Now here's Crabbe, guarded by Robinson. Allen left side. Good D by Drummond. Pistons leading by 11. Robinson drives in, and the dunk by Robinson.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Here's Galloway after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Here's Griffin. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Russell. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Russell's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets. Pass to Drummond. over Allen. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And, you know, Drummond is an experienced big man now, and because of that, he's gained confidence and has no problem shooting over the defense inside.
Now here's Cram. He has 5. Screen by Fareed. Russell from long range. And the Nets, another 3.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Pistons leading by 8. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you.
2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Ed Davis is checked in for Allen. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Fareed, and it's Napier in for Allen Cram. Both free throws good from Griffin.
Great touch from the line. Always important for bigger guys to be able to come through at the stripe.
They set the screen. Deep 2 from Russell. Doesn't go for him. And Detroit the other way now. At one point, they led by 16. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Well, if you're going to win, you've got to shoot a good percentage from the stripe, and for them, they have no one to blame but themselves.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Andre Drummond. Great showing for him last season. Averaged 15 points a game, 16 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Free throw good, Drummond. The Pistons making a change here. Lewis checked in. And both free throws good for Drummond. Nets trail by 12. Napier kicks to Russell. Passes to Hollis-Jefferson. Now here's Carroll. He's guarded by Bullock. Drains it from beyond the arc. Carroll's got 10.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
There's the screen. Pass to Drummond. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 11.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Napier with it. Now Smith defending. Napier kicks to Russell. It's Carroll on the wing. Elbow shot. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight. To the inside. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Napier. 14 points from him the last game against New York. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Griffin. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
The line for 2.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the first one drops.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
And both free throws good for Napier. 1:02 left in the first half. Smith kicks to Lure. Drummond a screen. Jackson against Russell. Jackson misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Russell passes to Napier. Stolen by Jackson. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. Nets trail by 11. That's tipped. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jackson from long range gets the three-pointer to fall. Jackson's got his third bucket of the night.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson, and it's blocked. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Dwayne, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Andre Drummond having an outstanding game. He had 18 points, 3 assists, and 8 rebounds. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they're getting to the line more, and that usually comes down to wanting it more. Because once they had the lead, they kept pushing. They tightened the screws up, and they didn't let go.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that he's staying in aggressive attack mode. I mean, forcing the issue, making the defense foul.
We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Nets trail by 14. Russell and Crabbe are in the backcourt together. Damari Carroll is out there with Kenneth Faried. And it's Allen in at the center position. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Now here's Griffin. After D'Angelo Russell's miss, Griffin. And it's Russell with the rebound.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Here's Jackson. Following the basket by Kenneth Fareed. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Fareed dishes to Russell, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Yes, filling it up. Russell now shooting past his typical scoring pace.
And Kenneth Fareed, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But, Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those two.
Here's Bullock. The shot missing. Excellent D there from Allen. Nets trail by 10. And it's Russell in the corner. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
You know, having more of a set shot motion than some other players, Russell calmly knocking it down.
Outside Jackson. A baseline J. Here's Drummond. Rebounded by the Nets. Crabbe's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Now here's Carroll. He's guarded by Bullock. Carroll kicks to Russell. Allen, a screen on Jackson. Russell, no luck.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Well, you look at D'Angelo Russell, and this season and last season, I really think it was just about maturing, and that goes with all young players in this league. It's a process. I thought he needed to get away from L.A. and the episode he had there with his teammates, and I think he's now more focused and knows more of what it takes to be successful in the NBA.
With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. On the wing, Jackson. He's guarded by Russell. Nailed from three-point land. Bullock's got himself on the board with 3 there. And for Russell, he had maturing to do Clark off the court, but he has also showed maturation in his game on the floor as well.
Yeah, it's a natural progression for guys who are eager to get better and take constructive criticism seriously. He doesn't force it as much on offense now. He knows the importance of being efficient with the ball and not spectacular.
Top of the key, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Russell's got 19 points.
You know, this is one of D'Angelo's biscuit and butter moves. I mean, quick pull-up off the dribble. He loves that one.
Jackson kicks to Galloway. His 3-pointers off the mark.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And Jackson with the block. The Pistons working the ball around now. And stolen by Crabbe. Russell, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Traps in the tray.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now, here is Russell. 19 points in the game. There's a good screen. Now, here's Carroll. He's guarded close. 6 on the shot clock. Up again. And it's put back in by Fareed.
Great work on the offensive glass. Fareed is a load down there. Gotta box this guy out.
Russell against Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Stolen by Allen. In transition, here come the Nets. Carroll's running. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Crabbe.
Nice to see Crabbe expanding his game, doing a little work inside little by little.
Now here's Jackson. He has 7. Griffin offline with his 3. Russell against Jackson. The pass to Crab. Screen by Fareed. There's Russell with the three. Connects from three-point range. And now it's only a 5-point Piston lead. Detroit's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Jackson kicks to Griffin. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 5 assists tonight. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Grab the pass to Fareed. Tipped away. Jackson against Russell. Just 5 to shoot. Off target on the 15-footer. Detroit leading by 8. Here's Galloway. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Galloway has got 8 points. Timeout called, the Nets. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
Yeah, he is on a major roll today. This timeout was desperately needed. They've got to come up with a new game plan designed to shut him down.
So for the Nets, Davis is checked in for Allen. Monday Hollis Jefferson comes in for Damari Carroll, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. Then for the Pistons, Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. And Robinson III comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And even though Spencer Dinwiddie had a breakout year, he felt that his time was long overdue.
Yeah, and in between the injury in college and kind of being buried on the bench, he's had to overcome a lot and has always believed in himself. And he feels when matched up head-to-head with most guards, he's going to come out on top. Showed exactly why he believes in himself so much with that breakout season in 2018.
The first one falls.
Well, I really like this kid in college at Colorado. An effective player is Spencer Dinwiddie. He really does it all. Scores, rebounds, passes, defends. Good all-around player.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Textbook shooting from the stripe. Great form, soft release. Mark it up.
Stolen by Fareed. Hollis Jefferson passes to Davis.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Picked by Pachulia. Smith kicks to Galloway. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Nets trail by 9. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 7. High arcing shot, and the layup is good. Dinwiddie's got 9 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Galloway. He's got 11. For the finish, hammers it home to polish off the break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And Detroit has possession. After the basket by Brooklyn, Griffin's shot is off. Fareed, right side. Kicks it to Dinwiddie. Fareed, a screen on Smith. Fareed trying to get open. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Outside Griffin. Dishes it to Pachulia. Smith the pass to Pachulia. Napier, he's checked in for Brooklyn. John Lure, he's checked in for Detroit. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 14 points for him.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And there's the call on Pachulia. That's his third foul of the game. It's Davis on the wing. Pachulia covering. Here's Napier. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Napier's got 7 points in the game.
Okay, you got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
There's Hollis Jefferson. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got his third rebound tonight. Lure inside. The 9-foot shot. No good off the back of the rim.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Davis kicks to Fareed. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Davis against Smith. Davis the pass to Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. 3-pointer. No good that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. At one point they led by 16. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Napier. Some last season stats for him. Last season he averaged 8 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Here's Galloway. He's got 11. Lure the screen. Here's Smith. No good off the front iron.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
To Dinwiddie. There's the pick. Off the screen. Second chance shot. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Remains Brooklyn ball.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Glenn Robinson III. So it's Brooklyn now. It's a 5-point game. Passes to Galloway. Fires for 3. Kenneth Fareed grabs the board. Fareed's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. He kicks it to Napier. And the Nets miss again. Pistons leading by 5. With the teardrop. The shot off that time. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Stolen by Lure. To the paint. Shot to end this cold run. Here's Smith. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Ed Davis.
And you know, Smith, the former Demon Deacon, he's a savvy veteran whose passing and shooting really can frustrate opponents.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
He's off on the first. Jamari Carroll's checked in for Kenneth Fareed. And the second free throw, good. And 1:01 left in the third quarter. Davis sets a screen. Here's Napier. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Napier's got 9 points.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Smith kicks to Galloway. lure a screen on Carroll. Smith for three. Drills the three-pointer. Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
And when Smith is feeling it, he's not going to hesitate when he has the ball. I mean, he really is able to keep the defense off balance and somewhat surprised when he goes up with that shot as quick as he did there.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's the screen. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboards.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
1 second left. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's Detroit heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've done a lot of great work from long range. And we'll be back with you shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Pachulia is out there with John Lewis. And it's Smith. And there's Jackson. And it's Bullock in at the 3 spot. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Pistons leading by 7. Bullock kicks to Pachulia. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Here's Dinwiddie. Out the dish to Carroll. Pass to Dinwiddie. They set the pick. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pistons.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
The first free throw is good. So for the Nets, Allen comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Napier. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Drummond's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Here's Dinwiddie. Carroll. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
I like how assertive Carroll is near the basket, capitalizing inside.
Pistons leading by 5. Jackson setting the pick here for Smith. There's the feed to Drummond. It's tipped. Stolen by Allen. It's Davis with the drop. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
You know, a decent free throw shooter at this point in his career. D'Angelo has the natural stroke, I think, to become one of the league's best. Shoots it very fluidly and easily.
He misses the free throw.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 pick, it's all about developing himself as a player and a leader. Has focused more on the team and less on himself of late, and knows what is expected of him and has to earn every second of floor time.
And last season, Russell had to fight for minutes upon returning from injury.
Yeah, and battles like that help mature a player and really keep them focused. Those are areas where Russell had struggled in the past. I think he and his coach both know it's not easy, but it has already started in making Russell the best player he can be.
Here's Russell after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Russell passes to Dinwiddie. Allen, a screen on Smith. Trying to get open is Davis. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Detroit leading by 6. Jackson has the open look. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here's Russell. And good that time. Russell's got 12 points in just the second half.
And this is what you get with a bigger guard. D'Angelo able to finish through contact.
Jackson against Russell. Jackson misses. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Hey, props to Dinwiddie there. I mean, Spencer, the closer he gets to the rim, the more dangerous he is.
Jackson against Russell. Smith. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. And the Pistons lead by 6. Russell against Jackson. Carroll kicks to Dinwiddie. Allen, a screen on Smith. Allen controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
The Nets making a switch here. Abs checked in, and the Pistons making a change here as well. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for John Lewis. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He was pretty clear-cut to them. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
Griffin with the steal. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Jackson misses.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And Carroll gets it to go.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside?
Jackson kicks to Drummond. And there's the pass to Bull. But they'll get another chance. Kept alive. And that one's good. Griffin's got 20 points.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Here's Allen. Second shot opportunity. Trying to get open as Davis. Snatched up. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Pistons leading by 4. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Jackson. Griffin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
Russell passes to Davis. There's the 3. Detroit with the rebound.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
Smith's shot is good.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Now, here is Russell. He dishes it to Carroll. To the wing on the left. Now here's Cram, covered by Smith. Here's Allen, 4 on the clock. And then Allen slams it in.
How about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Here's Russell following the score by Reggie Jackson. Russell kicks to Davis. Tries again. Smith with some nice D. Pistons leading by 8. Griffin dishes to Jackson. Bullock passes to Jackson. Corner shot. And it falls over the rim and in. Griffin's got 24.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Stolen by Jackson. Jumps up, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket, and don't let them set up the defense.
Russell against Jackson. Here's the screen. Shot clock at 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. Smith sets the pick for Jackson. Kicks to Smith. Griffin a screen on Russell. Pass to Griffin. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Outside, Davis. Over Griffin. And it's Davis missing. Detroit leading by 12. To the paint. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Smith. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Russell. Langston Galloway's checked in for the Pistons. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now here's Allen. Passes it to Carroll. Here's Dinwiddie. A three-pointer is right on target.
He didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Pass to Galloway. He kicks to Drummond. Oh, Griffin in position, and it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Nets trail by 10. Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Dishes it to Dinwiddie. The putback, and it's put back in by Faried. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
He used that pit to perfection. 16 points for Reggie Jackson.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
There's the pick. Faried dishes to Dinwiddie. Over Jackson. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
He can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they've got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Stop babysitting, pass it. My fatty stretched like elastic. Yeah, bro, I gotta have one of survival tactics. I'm so I can't even feel my face. Disrespect, get out of place. And we gonna put you in your place. Bar none. All my little from around. All my little go down. When they put up with me in the traffic, they holler, put me on, son. Put me on, son. Put me on, son. Put me on, son. Yeah, we really got done. Put me on, son. 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 Yeah, we really going down.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He showed leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. Fareed with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Now here's Carroll, guarded closely. Here's Dinwiddie. No good from outside.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they've brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Carroll.
And there's no reason to lay off Carroll now. I mean, he's a threat to shoot off the pass.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw. Nets trail by 12. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
I think Carroll can be an outstanding player at times, and they're demonstrating how creative he can be with the ball in his hand.
Fareed against Griffin. Here's Galloway. Shot clock at 5. Shot off the screen. A rebound by the Nets. Fareed's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
And Detroit has possession. Following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. There's a good screen. Jackson kicks to Galloway. Picked by Griffin. Here's Galloway. Fareed defending. Griffin's shot is off. Nets trail by 7.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
This is it. This one's over, folks. Too little, too late.
Now here's Carroll. He's guarded by Bullock. Allen at the screen for Carroll. Shoots over Bullock. That one wide left.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
The shot's good from Griffin.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And here is Crabb following the three-pointer by Blake Griffin. Hits it from three-point range.
As soon as Crabb gets a screen, he gets busy. Knows what to do in that situation.
Jackson passes to Griffin. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Fareed sends it back. And they'll keep possession. And Drummond kicks to Galloway. Back to Drummond. And so it's Detroit with the W. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates honestly believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.